So now let's look at this. So we're going to focus now on the blocks. Remember, not too much concern about the certificate. So let's start again at the operational. There are 3 blocks: E1, P1, and F1. And just on top of them, there is something that they're calling operational case study exam. And on top of it, there is a purple shaded area, which they are calling award, the CIMA's Diploma in Management Accounting, in short, CIMA Dip MA. So now you know when you see people that have got that, they could be good employees and implementers of your strategies. Then we go to the third floor. In the third floor, we've got E2, P2, F2. On top of it, management case study. And what do you get after you have completed that floor? You then get what they call the CIMA's Advanced Diploma in Management Accounting, CIMA Dip MA. Then you get to the last one. Notice again, it's like a what? It's got a little triangle. So gain 3 and a case study on top. But now there is no award because the ultimate award is now here. After completing the strategy case study exam and your PER has been assessed, you can be awarded membership into CIMA. And you will be an ACMA. CGMA will then be your second designation. We will speak about FCMA a bit later. So it's for the ambitious, it's for the contributors, the seeker of excellence. So those are the ones that things are just not enough. They want to go the extra step. So I know you want to be there. So I'll tell you about FMCA, and I'm sure, and I'll be very happy to see some of you later in the years. So this is the journey, but now I've just been talking about them in their short names, E1 and P1 and so on. Let's just now talk in detail what they all represent before we talk about the assessment structure. So E1 is focused on managing finance in a digital world. That is just number 1, understanding that we are now in a data and technology infested world. We cannot ignore that. Previously, you will remember, if you are old enough, that when you wanted a financial software, it had to be installed on your desktop. If that desktop is stolen, oh my God, they've stolen all your files. You have to now buy a new software or look for a disk and reinstall it. And if you didn't back up or you backed up in a flash that was lost, it was chaos. But now look at the world as we know it. We can just log in, do our payroll, log in. Even SARS has got this e-filing system. So the world of data is now too significant. I mean, SARS right now, they are efficient with their tax collection because of how they're using technology and data in order to compel us to comply. Not that we need to be compelled as professionals, right? Our mindset is to comply, but assuming it's for everyone else, they've managed to embrace the two, and they have now built a very or highly efficient revenue compliance system. Then management accounting. So this is what we know very well. Management accounting. Some of you, I know that you might be saying, oh, Manek. But now notice something, because I always find that when people talk about CIMA, they say it's like Manek. But look at these rooms. Do you see Manek is only featuring in just 2 of the 9 rooms? 2. Management accounting and advanced management accounting, and that's it. So I will not want you to dare and limit the entire qualification to just costing. It is not costing. Costing is part of it, as we saw, because it helps us to measure or evaluate performance of the strategies that have been implemented. Then lastly, we've got financial reporting. We need to understand financial statements if they are put before us. We need to know things like PPE, inventory, and so on. We need to be able to understand that there is a financial a set of financial statements comprising the statement of comprehensive income, the statement of financial position, statement of cash flow, statement of changes in equity. We need to understand all that. So that is what is happening at the operational level. Then we go to management. Management, we've got managing the performance, advanced management accounting, and advanced financial reporting. So starting with E2, we are then going to be told how to manage performance. One of the things we're going to learn then is that performance, it's all about people. So this module could have rather been called managing what? People. We need to learn how to engage with people more than to engage with the world around us. Then we are going to be given strategies that we are to monitor. So we have to learn how to manage projects. So that's, for me, another aspect. So managing performance requires you to be able to manage people as well as to manage what? Projects. Because historically, if you have done that undergraduate and you've done an NPV, it's there and we stop at NPV. You never think about, then what if this is NPV? You just say, we need to proceed. Proceed to do what? To do what? So that's what we answer in P2, in E2. Then we say that there needs to be a project team that is set up to then drive the success of that NPV generating project. But when you talk about a project team, we are back to people. You need a project leader. You need a project sponsor. You need team members. So all those things we learn there. But before we do, we then understand also what? That people now are in a digital world. So we look at some of the business models in a digital world. And the people that we deal with are not the people that are limited to just our organization. They could be outside. And that's where we get to labor quite a lot on the concept of ecosystem. And you're going to enjoy it, I promise. Then advanced management accounting, as the name says, you go much more into some of the concepts. So think about management accounting in P1 as just introducing you to some of the concepts. Do you know break-even? Do you know what is a cost? Do you know what is operating leverage? So that's what we are focused on, say, on P1. But on P2, we then now talk about those in the context of making decisions. That NPV project exists now. We need to run it on an annual basis. We need to make decisions about which supplier to use, the cost-efficient supplier. If there is another division, the formulation of transfer pricing system, how to price our goods. So that's where we are under advanced management accounting. Then we need to report on these things. So we need to be able to report on revenues, report on leases, financial instruments. And if then the company is growing, it might be required to prepare consolidated financial statements, and it might even have a foreign operation. All that is included therein. Then lastly, strategic. So here at least the names are more elaborative of the content. Then we've got strategic management, so you are managing strategies there, formulating them and implementing them and monitoring them from a strategic perspective. So we heard that one of the most recent headline I saw is that Standard Bank strategy as Africa strategy now yields fruits. And I was like, they are strategic parameters that they were looking at. They're not just looking at the detailed and operational, but they are ticking some boxes. That are we reaching our ROI? Are we having presence here? Are we doing this? The strategic implementation. That's where we are under strategic management. Then risk management, the entire module is called risk management. So you will be risk experts when you are done. We talk about enterprise risk management. We talk about cyber security. We talk about governance risk, ethics. That's where we are right there. Then finance strategies, formulation of financial strategies, raising capital, deciding on how much you give back to shareholders and how much you keep as you retain for future growth. So those are the high-level elements of what? Of the syllabus. So that means in your professional qualification, you are essentially going to be registered or enrolled into 9 subject stroke modules: E1, P1, F1, and so on up to F3. Now let's talk about how you progress through this. Do you just jump around as and when you feel? Are you given some time to complete a particular level? How does that work?